Hey guys, so I'm in this video. I'm kind of just gonna like rant about For Honor, kind of, because like there's some things that bother me. Don't get me wrong, I love the game. It's still really fun. It's just there are some things that bother me in the game, and I guess what kind of made me start thinking about it was that there was a TikTok that I saw about a guy saying that like people need to start complaining about Pirate and how Pirate was broken or not broken, and that Lawbringer was broken, and that Pirate needs a buff and Lawbringer needs a nerf. I started thinking, I was like, that's got to be a joke, right? Well, then he goes, I went in the comments and he said it's not satire, but maybe that's how he is. Maybe it is. That's part of the joke. Maybe that's just how he jokes, and I just don't know the guy. So, but then I started to think, I was like, there are people that will unironically agree with him, though. And I started to think about how, like, why would people think that? Because, like, Pirate's definitely stronger than Lawbringer. And personally, this is just something I don't like, but with Pirate, she has that unblockable feint it's like the heavy unblockable that stabs you, and it gives her the ability to either throw or shoot you, I think, with it. Personally, I think it does too much damage. And then the other thing was the little grab that she does as like a combo finisher, where she just like grabs you, puts the gun to your stomach, shoots you, and then throws you off. See, like, that bothers me as well, because one, that's extremely fast. It's so fast. It's fast, and maybe I'm wrong. You guys correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. I'll respond to all the comments, but if I'm wrong, just correct me. Or maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. You guys can convince me otherwise, but it just bothers me that that move is so fast, especially compared to Yorm, because I'm pretty sure it's faster than all of Yorm's bashes, and it does damage. Like, it does a lot of damage. Like, it's like, what, 12 damage, something like that. That's a lot of damage for a grab attack that's almost unreactable. Like, I don't really like that, and I just think it's a broken move. I think it should be nerfed, do less damage at least, or at least nerf the speed to be the same as a bash from Yorm. Because I don't understand why that does so much damage, but Yorm's punches and bashes don't do any damage. I just think it's dumb. I mean, I'm not saying Yorm should get damage on his bashes. I don't think that's what he should get. I'm just saying that for Pirate, that move should do less damage, or they should slow the speed of it. That's all I'm saying. And then I started thinking, I was like, what other characters could use reworks or, like, you know, nerfs or buffs? Because I feel like there are some characters that just aren't keeping up with other characters, and I honestly feel the strongest character in the game is JJ. JJ is insane. He's got a great kit against every single character in the game. The man's almost like, you have to think when you're fighting against him. There's no like, oh, this will be an easier matchup, as opposed to like, oh, this will be a matchup where I need to think. This is a matchup where I don't need to think as hard. This is a character I don't have to think as much with. And that's what people say with Raider, but like, Raider and JJ, that's a fight you have to think about whether you're Raider or JJ. Both those fights are hard to, like, that fighting either one of those characters is not an easy fight. Personally, for me though, since I'm a Raider man and I've always played Raider, I don't really struggle against Raiders. I think his stun tap, his storming tap is, I mean, I think it's just because I've seen the animation so many times, I can almost react to it almost every time, pretty consistently. I know that sounds kind of hypocritical for me to say that Pirate's grab is almost unreactable, and then say that I can almost consistently react to Raider's storming tap. The difference though is that I'm very used to Raider, and people are just very predictable when it comes to playing Raider. So I just expect it, but I'm still learning Pirate, and not a lot of people I've played against actually play her, but like when they do play her, I really hate her grab move, because I just feel like it's so annoying, and it does way too much damage if I don't guess right. Because when you get to the higher level players, you have to predict that, and if you don't predict that, then they just go, let's say you predict and you're wrong, and you just dodge to like pre-dodge to make sure you don't get hit by it, then they just guard break you because you dodged. So it's just on the higher levels, it's really annoying. And then characters that I also thought needed reworks or needed like a buff or something, I'd really like to see Yorm get a rework, not just another dodge attack. I mean, like an actual rework. I'm not really sure why they give him a dodge light. I personally think he should have gotten a dodge bash. It just fits his kit more. But I guess whatever they think works, I guess. But Characters I really think need a rework are like characters like Yorm, Lawbringer, Scent, because I really feel like those are the most boring fights in the game. I think I'd rather fight a Scent or a Yorm rather than a Lawbringer. Lawbringer is extremely boring to fight. I really hate fighting Lawbringer. He's just so boring. And I'm not saying he's broken. The only thing that does bother me with Lawbringer is just I feel like he gets really good parry punishes, which isn't totally a bad thing. I don't think it's broken or anything. But I just don't really like fighting Lawbringer. But like the thing I actually do hate and I feel like should be fixed is his dodge bash. I really hate the dodge bash. Like either speed the dodge bash animation up or remove the hyper armor on it, because it's just dumb. Like he doesn't need hyper armor on a dodge. And if they're gonna remove the hyper armor, just speed the dodge up, like speed the dodge bash up, so that way he's not sitting there charging it up for the same punish that he would get if he just pressed it right away. Like it's just dumb. It doesn't need to be it doesn't need a hyper armor, and it doesn't need to be too long. Just reduce the timing on it and remove the hyper armor. Done. He's less of an annoying character that way. I just feel like that would make the character so much more playable and like less annoying to fight. Most of the time though, like when you're at higher levels, Lawbringer is just a staring match, like a staring contest. There are a few players that are pretty aggressive with Lawbringer, but even then it's like they're not as hard to beat because Lawbringer can only do so much. Like that's why I'm saying he needs a rework, because he's just a very simple character to go against because he can't do much. His entire kit is based around parry punishes. It just doesn't seem very like realistic in the meta of the game now. Like he doesn't just expect waiting for parries when everything is extremely sped up and in time now. So like everybody has more stamina, so they're more offensive. Everybody has more, like, because everything does less damage, people have more health essentially, and everything moves faster now, so it's harder to parry everything. It's just not a realistic concept to have a character in the game that relies so heavily on parry punishes. And then there's characters like Hitokiri, which Hito's not totally bad. It's just I don't feel like Hito has enough in their kit, because it's just variable timed heavies, and this is the same with Shigoki. It's just variable timed heavies and a bash. That is the entire kit of the character. When there's characters like Jingjun, Raider, Conqueror, they have all these unblockables and like bashes and soft feints, and then there's characters like Shigoki and Hitokiri. Like it just doesn't really make sense to me to have characters like that. And it's fine having like a variety of different builds in the game, like characters that do so many different things. It's fine. That's what makes the game appealing, is to be able to do different things with different characters. All I'm saying is that you can keep them the same way, just add some things to their kit, make them more diverse of a character rather than just two basic things that make their character unique as opposed to other characters. Just give them a little bit more is all I'm saying, because it feels like they're just so dull. And that's part of the reason why I don't play Shigoki or Hito. I'd rather play Hito than Shigoki, but I just don't play them because they're just not fun. I personally don't find them very fun to play because they don't have much to do. I enjoyed Kensei for a little bit, but like Kensei is also kind of the same way. I do like the rework that he got with the zone change and the soft feint being faster on the unblockable top heavy, and I think they sped up the top heavy on the unblockable as well. I enjoyed the rework. I think it was a really good change because missing those guard break times was so trash with Kensei. He would do the guard break and it would be too slow, or people would just roll away and it wouldn't catch him. I'm really glad they made that change. And something that also has been bothering me lately is how fast, or you can look at it from either way. For me, either way, it doesn't really make a difference to me because it's still the same issue regardless. Either characters should have soft feints to guard break, or they should make feint to guard break much faster. Because the issue I have is that like characters go into a dodge and then all they do is just press R1 or R2 and it completely negates the guard break. And I think that's so dumb. Like if they're doing exactly what you predicted them to do, why are you getting punished for predicting correctly? That's so dumb to me. But like, so like for example, I was playing a game today where I was playing Raider against Nabushi. she would like at the most unpredictable times. Well, I guess it's not totally unpredictable, but like there were times where I would just catch her dodge, and there were some times when she would do dodge light and it wouldn't connect. And I have soft paint heavies, but it still wasn't connecting. So she would just go into the dodge light and it would hit me, and I would get punished for guessing that she was going to dodge. And it just irritates me because like I'm guessing correctly, but I'm getting punished for it. That just doesn't make sense to me. I just think that's a dumb concept, but I guess obviously I'm not a developer, but I think it should be something that's changed. So basically what I've been saying is that some things that have just bothered me are certain characters and the fact that they should get reworks, or they should like have something added to their kit, or have things removed from their kit that just makes them obnoxious. And then like I was saying, like it just bothers me with the guard break. I guess there were those guard break changes that they just put in with the what was it? It made it to where the person who breaks the guard break gets the frame advantage, which I think is great. That was a great change. I agree with that. But it still bothers me that someone will dodge and I predict correctly, but I get punished for guard breaking. That bothers me. I predict correctly and get punished for it. That shouldn't be a thing that happens in the game. And granted, maybe I'm looking at everything wrong. You guys can tell me in the comments and I'll respond if I'm looking at things the wrong way or if I'm just missing something. But it bothers me that the game is like this when they wanted the game to be prediction based. And granted, I have been gone for a while. I was gone for over 2 years from this game. I was playing before, actually I started playing this game when it first came out. I don't know if anybody remembers, but this game used to have stats that you could change on the character. Instead of having the perks that you put on with the cosmetics, the different perks, they used to have actual stats that would change. You could make your character a complete like revenge build, so that way you get revenge really fast, or you can make it like pure strength. And that was how I originally built my raider. My entire build was just high stamina, high attack power. That was it. I had really low health, but I was just a glass cannon, and it was such a fun build. But then they got rid of that and added the perk system, and I personally, I think it's better. But back then, that was such a long time ago, but I used to like the game when it was reaction based as opposed to prediction based. But I'm starting to get used to the prediction based stuff because it's not as bad as I used to think. But the reaction based was the way I started the game, and I really enjoyed it that way. The reaction based gameplay was just really fun. I was really good at the game. I went from being top 4% to top 14%. So now I've had a significant drop, but I was kind of happy coming back from 2 years, a little over 2 years of not playing, and still being top 14%. I guess is it just on PlayStation? I guess it would probably still be on PlayStation. I know there's like everybody plays together, so maybe it's just top 14% overall, because if we're all playing together and I'm top 14%, then that means not just PlayStation, that means all of them, all the platforms. So I guess I'm top 14% overall, but that's still, I was just happy that I was still decent at the game. As long as I'm top like 20, I guess I'll be happy. But yeah, it was just something that's bothered me for the game, just a few things. Other than that, I still really am enjoying the game. I will probably, the next couple of videos I upload, I'll probably just be doing like throwing some random clips together for a little bit. I might have some like single hero videos here and there, but for the most part I'll probably just be doing like some random clips of random heroes that I'll be putting together. And then probably after that I might start doing some MW2 remake videos, because I've been really wanting to play the game. I played the beta, and there were some clips I wanted to use in a video, but I didn't get enough. I didn't want to just make like a 4-minute video, so I didn't play the beta as much as I wanted to. But when the full game releases, I will be playing it, and I'll probably be playing some Warzone 2.0 as well, so I'll probably be playing some of that game. And whenever I get to it, I will probably start playing some other games, like story-based game, non-multiplayer games, just to relax and play and make some videos here and there. But whenever I get to it, I'll probably do that. But yeah, I appreciate anybody who made it this far listening to the video. Thank you for listening to me rant. And if, like I said, if there's anything I was looking at the wrong way or anything that I missed, maybe you guys can tell me some things that bother you about the game, and just tell me what you guys feel about it, and maybe you guys can looking at your point of view, and maybe we can just talk about and come to like an agreement on like things that are just wrong with the game or should be fixed, or characters that need rework. But I appreciate it. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Thank you.